Hi guys, Chad from the Ratsburg Agency. If you're looking for auto, home, life, or business insurance, give me a call.
Hello, this is Gwen. Well, you know me, Gwen Canvas with Emic Mortgage. And we are here today with Chris Terry from Any Event Travel.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
In any event travel.
In Any Event Travel. And basically, we're here just to talk about what Chris can do and what her business is. So you want to start off with telling us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been in the business? And
Sure. So I started my agency about 10 years ago when my husband got deployed to Iraq. I was a behavioral therapist before then, and then I stayed home with the kids for a while. And then we like to travel, and it just seemed like people were coming to me, asking me where we've been, what we like, what we've done, how we did it. And so I just decided to open a business and just kind of see where it went. And it just grew considerably. First year was, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 people, you know, just kind of friends. And then it just grew word of mouth, basically. Did some, you know, Facebook advertising, a little bit of things locally, talking to people, and it's just grown and grown and grown. And now I'm pretty much working full-time out of my house with my 3 kids running around, and just making sure everybody gets to have an amazing experience wherever they decide they want to go.
sounds like a fun business.
It is. Yes, we do get to travel often and get to take the kids on some great adventures, and so we're very blessed to be able to do that.
So what are some of the hottest destinations right now?
Well, I would say this year we're trending a lot toward Jamaica, and that is, you know, it kind of just, it changes a little bit every year. This year it seems like for me personally, I'm getting a lot of Jamaica requests. Punta Cana is still a big one, and then of course Mexico is always popular. So I am still doing like all of those all-inclusive destinations. I mostly focus on like the charter destinations, the charters that are the nonstop partner, you know, with Apple and Funjet Vacations, Mark Travel Corporation, and they do those nonstop charters out of Milwaukee, Midway, and Chicago, and that's typically where most of my business comes from. I can obviously book out of, if you want to go to Jamaica or Mexico or whatever, you want to go out of Appleton, certainly can do that. You just have to make a stop, which some people don't mind, some people do. And I can also book, like I've got customers that I've met along the way that live in Detroit, that live in Minneapolis, that come back to me every single year. So, I mean, I can book people out of any origin. It's just for here, people like to focus on, especially that Milwaukee charter.
Now, you mentioned Mexico, and in the recent past, there have been some press regarding, you know, Mexico and specifically tainted alcohol. So can you maybe address that a little bit? Because I know that maybe some people may have some concerns about that.
Yeah, so that is true. There has been some press on that. And I think that what it comes down to is no matter where you travel, you always have to be aware of your surroundings. And unfortunately, bad things happen everywhere. Nina, you know, a little shoot, it can happen anywhere. And I think that people just have to be really careful, and you have to be really, really aware of yourself and your surroundings, and make sure that, you know, on that first day when you arrive, that you are hydrated, that you're eating, that you aren't spending too much time in the sun, that you aren't over-consuming. Right. And they are doing a lot of things to make sure that, you know, regulations are in check, and that the quality is there, that the people, you know, are expecting and deserve. And it's very, very unfortunate because I love the people of Mexico, and they are so hardworking, and they have taken such good care of my family and I for years and years. And we will continue to go, and we'll continue to support the country.
Well, I think, you know, that's really a great testimonial, because not only do you book travel, but you have personal relationships with these people at these resorts.
Yeah,
which you know firsthand, and your children, your family are there.
So, my kids know a lot of the staff, sometimes at places we frequent. We just got back. We took a group of 18 down to Generations Riviera Maya, which is one of our favorites. And the kids know the people, the workers in the kids club. They know some of the waiters in the restaurants. And we're just so well taken care of down there, and it's just our favorite place to be. And that place in particular is great for groups because they have 2 and 3 bedroom suites. You can fit 10 people in one thing, and then you have your living room, your kitchen, and your bedrooms off to the side. So it is generational. That's what it's for. So we go as often as we can, a couple times a year, if possible. And then my husband and I will go more. And then I'm also invited to several different trainings. I'll go down to Mexico for the summit. Mark Travel Corporation puts on a summit every year. They bring in all the hotels. We get to meet them. We get to form that relationship, which is really important. For me in my business, especially being just a small business owner, working out of my house, really putting a lot of pride and energy into my work, I like to partner with other either family-owned businesses, such as the Mark Travel Corporation is family-owned, and a lot of the hotel that I like to work with, especially, are family-owned. The Eldorados are family-owned. The Palace Resorts, Hard Rock, some of those resorts that are really bringing a quality service and product are family-owned, and I think that's really important to me because it just aligns with the values that we have and what I have for my business.
I would imagine that being family-owned, that they project that warmth and comfort of family.
Right, and so you really get to meet the owners. You get to spend time with the owners. I was just invited down to Milwaukee to do. We got to go to a concert with the owner of the Hard Rock Hotel,
cool.
and so it was just awesome. Yeah, so we
cool.
spent the whole evening just talking, and then that's how you form, those relationships. And it's really important to me because I can bring that to my guests. I can bring that to my customers, and I can say, yes, I will definitely take care of this for you. I'll do everything I can because I have that support in place.
That's great. Now, maybe you can speak to, which I think would be a really great topic, or what are maybe some of the misconceptions about using a traditional travel agent or agency?
Right. So I think a lot of people feel like it would be more expensive, which it's not. For me personally, I do not charge any service fees at all. And then people want to know, how do I get paid, right? So fair question. So what I do is I book you for the price that basically you can see on a supplier's website. So if you go and search Fun Jet Vacations and you pull up, Punta Cana for these dates, I can basically see that same thing you can. However, I may have a promo code that you don't have. Like I do today, for example. If you are watching this and you book, contact me to book, I will give you $100 off for booking your trip. So I have those kinds of promo codes. I can go to hotels if maybe you want a certain room category, you're not seeing it, maybe I can, or maybe I can get it because I can call the hotel and I can say, hey, Steve really wants a Diamond Club 2-bedroom and it's not available. Might be able to get that for you. I can also do upgraded transfer services. Once you arrive in destination, we always partner with someone in country. So like Mexico would be Lomas Travel. In Jamaica would be JTL Travel. Like we have certain suppliers in destination that we partner with that we know you're going to be safe. You're going to be picked up at the airport. You're going to be brought to your hotel, completely taken care of. They're all insured. They're medically checked, background checked. So we are confident in that relationship that you're going to be safe. So that, I can bring that service to you for no charge. I get paid by the supplier that I book with. So again, like the Apple, the Mark Travel Corporation, they pay me.
And so whoever's your client is not booking it is not going to pay
Nope.
additional
Nope.
to make up for your fees.
And then it's just, who has time to sit and be looked at Expedia lately?
I've done that. Yes.
Hours and sometimes
hours.
people will come to me and they will say, I found this online. Do you know anything about this? And I will say, yes, you do not want to go to that particular hotel. So let's see what else we can find that's comparable that I know that I trust in that, hotel XYZ that is going to be comparable in price, but you're going to get, better food, better service, more quality drinks. Maybe the location isn't great for what you're looking for. You have got 2 small kids and you want to go right in the middle of, Cancun during spring break. Probably not great. Let's move you a little bit further south. So I always try to make sure that I'm listening to what the client wants and trying to put myself in, okay, I've traveled, I've been doing this for a long time, I've traveled with kids, I know what it's like. You do not want to make 2 stops. You do not want to go to LAX to go back down to, you don't want to do that. So in that case, maybe you're going to pay a little bit more to get that nonstop flight rather than doing those 2 stops, overnights, whatever. The quality of your vacation is going to be so much better, and you're going to come home not mad at me because I put you on 2 stops at LAX.
Right.
No matter what, no matter if your budget's $1,000 a person or $5,000 a person, because I get it, all ranges. You are paying for a vacation that you've worked hard, that you've saved for. The quality should be there. So I'm going to make sure that no matter your budget, you're getting the best quality vacation. And if something goes wrong in destination, you have my number, you have my Facebook, you can email me, I can call the hotel, I can find out what's going on, I can get it taken care of. Yes, things go wrong sometimes. We will do everything we can to make sure that it's not. If you get sick in destination, hurt, you need to get home, I don't know what Orbitz is going to, or some of those other online things are going to do for you. I can get you home.
That's so important. The fact that just from what I'm hearing from you is that with your connections and your experience, that rather than going to, Orbitz or Travelocity
and
or
there's
any
nothing
of
wrong with
other
those sites. It's just that
they're convenient and a lot of people use that, but you provide that personal touch of knowledge, and then also the assurance that you're there, or you're a phone call away should anything happen or occur. And I think that is what a benefit that is.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Right, so that's what I try to make sure that I bring to my customers, because again, I had somebody who got really seriously hurt in destination one time. She had slipped, and immediately, I had all kinds of pieces into place to make sure that she was okay, that what she needed, to get home, to make sure that everything was in place. Things do happen, accidents happen, and so, could they have done a lot of that themselves? I don't know, but they came to me, and I, helped to get that worked out for them.
Okay, that's me. I'm going to have to pay a fine. That's the second time my phone has rang. And actually, last week it was you. And I told myself I was going to turn that off, and I didn't, so excuse me.
Right, so again, there's no service fee for booking with me at all. I can match most rates that you find online, and sometimes I can beat them. It just depends. There's different tricks and different things that can be done. So don't be afraid to give me a chance. If you find something online, I will definitely try to do everything I can to make sure that we are getting that rate for what you want. It just has to be apples to apples. I can't match something that doesn't match.
Yeah. Sure.
What's one piece of advice you give to all your customers, or to most of them?
Read the tips for travel. So I send out a tips for travel piece, and it's a little cumbersome, and we're working on streamlining it a bit and adding in some links so it's all live, real time information, because things change all the time. With travel, your baggage fees change, your insurance changes, even the flight rotations change. Things are changing and changing and changing, and so I need to keep you up to date on, so when you land in a destination, I need to pay a tourist fee this year. Last year I didn't, this year I do. So I just encourage people to read the tips for travel, because it's only going to make your experience that much better, because you're going to be prepared. People like information. They like to know, why is my plane delayed? They like to know. And if airlines would just tell them, you know, then they are more
Everybody
comfortable.
will be relaxed and just wait. and-
Right.
yeah.
So it's when they don't have that information and they get to the airport and they're like, well, I didn't know I had a baggage fee. Yes, it's in, you know, the documents. You really have to take the time, take 5 minutes, read it over, shoot me any questions. Because there are a lot of questions when you're traveling, especially if you're traveling with a family or a group. You get into destination, you get to the airport, and maybe your passport is going to set to expire in 6 months. You might not get on that plane. That's an important piece of
Really?
information.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So it's in everything and everywhere on all of my signature block, everything, because that's a thing now. It wasn't always, but
That's a great tip.
they can
because-
deny your boarding.
Yes.
Wow.
So those are things like, so when I send that stuff, I'm sending it for a reason. I'm sending it to make sure that my people are prepared. So when they land, they know who to look for. Because each supplier is different too with their transfer company, and you don't want to be walking around the Dominican not knowing, you know. And if you aren't if they are expecting you, because the stuff has been transmitted, I've gotten calls from airport, like from my handler, my ground handler, saying we are missing Jim, and then Jim is at the timeshare. Well, you don't stop at the timeshare, and it's right in the thing.
Right.
So, just read the tips for travel.
So do you have one more question for her?
Yeah. When's the best time to book a vacation, especially now that we're in the winter months?
So, our charter air, our nonstop charter air out of Milwaukee, Chicago, that kind of thing, will typically come up for the next year in between May and July. And it just really depends on contracts and getting that schedule put together. So it's a pretty big window, and people get a little bit frustrated, but they're always doing the best they can to make sure that, you know, it's up in time. So when that charter comes up, then you want to make sure you're securing your groups, your weddings, any big spring break groups, or not Christmas, like any kind of larger groups. You want to hold that space. You want to hold those rooms. And just get that locked in. And then from there, I would suggest any spring break groups would do like that, the summer, fall. Even family spring break trips are important to kind of book that early. Take the insurance, because if you have the insurance and the price drops, we can grab that. No problem,
yeah.
lower rate. Because, you know, things tend to load a little high and then they kind of adjust. But if you've got a group of 15 and you all want to go to this hotel and you all need 2-bedroom suites, well, you need to think about that earlier than later. If you are completely flexible, if you are on a little bit more of a budget, do those last minute deals. I mean, we've got some last minute deals right now. You can go to Mexico for 3 nights for like $600.
Really?
Yeah, a person, you know. But
So
or
the-
even
so
4
the
nights
last-
you can do for like $800. I mean, that's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
those are kind of those last minute, deep discounted deals. You have to be completely flexible. If you come to me and say, you know, I can travel anytime and I'm on this budget, we're definitely gonna find you a better deal than if you say I can only go, you know, February 2nd to the, you know, 7th or whatever. Well, then the rate's kind of what the rate is. You know, we'll do the best we can to make sure that we're working within it, but then it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
And then, like right now, I'm still like booking a lot of winter travel because, I mean, as the snow hits, people are like,
Yeah.
oh,
They
right?
get
I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, and then we are seeing some really nice discounted rates right now, especially January, and people are still looking to go. I mean, it's never too late to go. You know, you can book it anytime. And honestly, I also tell people, which is kind of strange, people don't think about it because we live in Wisconsin, but my family travels every summer, okay? It's kind of weird, right? But it's not, because your rates are so much better. The resorts are so much quieter. You don't have to take your kids out of school, you know, and especially those school-age teenage. You don't want them missing 7, you know, days or 5 days or whatever out of school. That's hard to get them back up. So summer is a perfect time for us to go. We try to take a week every summer, and we just go into destination somewhere and just enjoy that time together, because it's too hard otherwise during the year, and that's my busy time is the winter, so it's really more difficult for me to travel anyway. And I do sometimes I will go if I have got a wedding group, or if I've got if there's something going on that they invited me to, I definitely will go in the winter. It's just it's hard to coordinate that for just all the time. So summer is a good time for family travel.
So you mentioned what I wanted to kind of touch on too is that you do destination wedding bookings too, and you've done quite a lot of that, which a lot of people are doing that, especially it seems like in Wisconsin, a lot of people.
Yep. So a lot of people are going. I've had groups 50 people, or it doesn't matter. You can bring as many people as you want. Or you just the bride and groom can go as well, and so it's a really nice way to have your family and friends together, spend that time together. And the thing about destination weddings that sometimes people have a misconception about is that they think you all have to travel at the same time, right? Well, you really don't. Like, there's ways that we can do it where if you can only go for 4 nights, but these people want to go for 7, there's definitely flexibility now within those groups.
That's nice. That's very nice.
So if it's maybe your budget is less than theirs, or they want to stay longer after, or the couple wants to honeymoon, they can stay on. There's all different ways that we can make destination weddings work for all different budgets. A lot of hotels are offering free weddings, even if you book in a certain room category and have certain guests, so then the bride and groom get the wedding for free, and that just kind of helps with their budget. And it's just a really nice way to bring your family and friends together. And the destinations do a beautiful job. They've got wedding coordinators right on site, specifically assigned to you that you would work with, and then I would help liaison if there's some kind of an issue, or if there's like a little bit of a language barrier or something. Like, we work with our suppliers to make sure that the bride and the groom are getting exactly what they are envisioning for their wedding. So it's been
great.
It works out very beautifully.
My girlfriends and I want to plan something for this, like
we do a girlfriend getaway?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
So I am definitely going to have you look into that for us, because we're pretty open. But one more thing I wanted to ask you about is that on your Facebook page, you and your husband were beautifully dressed in Mexico, and there was an award ceremony, which was, I believe, the GVIC. Is that correct?
GIBC.
Yes. So tell us about that. How exciting!
Oh, it was so exciting. So GIBC awards are for the Charisma hotels, which I referenced before, and they have the Eldorados, they have the Azules, and now they're doing the Nickelodeon hotels, which is clearly Nickelodeon. So we went and we got slimed, and you can meet SpongeBob and all these fun things. And then they have their adults only properties, the Eldorados, which are more of they're all gourmet inclusive. So all of their food is absolutely gourmet, and they actually have a greenhouse on site where they grow everything. It's all organic. So it's like farm to table.
Right there. Nice. Very nice.
Yep. And so this year I just had really worked hard, and so I was able to attend the award ceremony this year, which was just really exciting for me, because it was kind of like a big milestone in my career that I've been working toward. So we had a fantastic time. We were only there for 2 days, but we got to visit a couple hotels. I sat through some training sessions, and then we got to go to the awards that night, and
it looked like it was fun. A lot of people.
Yep, it was
great.
Yeah.
Well, last week we thank you so much for your time. And
I just want to say one more thing. I know that some people, with being a travel agent, myself personally, just so everybody understands, I only book like the charter all-inclusive destinations, and I do have people that come to me for cruises, or maybe they want to go to Arizona or something like that. I just don't have the capacity to do all of that yet. Maybe I will in the future. Take those trainings and do all of that stuff. I do book some Disney, and I will book absolutely will book Vegas. We're a big supporter of Vegas, especially after what happened there recently. We absolutely want people to go back and love Vegas. but I don't personally do like Africa bookings or Europe or anything like that. But I do partner with a travel agency, Lamakia Travel in Kenosha. And so if you come to me, I appreciate everybody who comes to me looking for those things. Maybe they're past clients and now they want to try something new. I will definitely send you on to somebody that I trust to make sure that you're going to get the same service that you would get from me. But my specialty is just that all-inclusive destination. That's just where I'm comfortable and what I know. And so I know that I'm going to do and provide the best service for you.
Well, and based on what you've said, I mean, you've carved out a really nice niche specific to that, of the all-inclusive and knowing the families and knowing, you know, the properties and what they're going to do. And so that's, how wonderful is that you actually are really, really hands-on as far as that goes.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of times the clients just become, like, we just develop a relationship. I know their kids and I know, you know, their birthdays are coming up. And so it's just been a really great experience for me, just developing a lot of friendships and relationships along the way. So,
And we'll just recap real quick. When you in the beginning, you mentioned the $100 off the trip and stuff. So all they have to do between now and January 2nd is when they call you or reference somehow Appleton 360 to get that?
Yeah, we're gonna, when we post this video, we'll post links to the Facebook page, and then you guys can, what we want to really try to do is push them over to your way to do that and give phone number. What's the best way? Email, phone number?
Email really honestly is the best way, because then I have it and I can reference back, because I do, there's a lot of people and I'm sure you guys know the same thing. So sometimes you get them mixed up. So it's much easier for me to have that email and say, okay, yes, Sally and her 4 kids want to go to the Dominican on, whatever. And then if you just reference Appleton 360 in your email, $100 off.
And we'll put all that information on this as well. And then
but just certainly you can call. I mean,
and just mention Appleton 360 and you get $100 off your package, correct? Okay. Correct. So also, I just want to mention that, just book by January 2nd. Obviously not travel by January 2nd.
No, the travel date, I think it's by April 3rd. I'll have to look. But
we'll put that on there as well, so you guys know. Okay.
Yep.
Wonderful.
So you have a book by window and then a travel window, and that's basically when our charters run anyway.
Sure.
But we do still have charters that run out of Milwaukee. Milwaukee will come down, but Chicago stays up. So you can still go in May or whatever. It's just that the $100 off window will close in April.
Okay. Sounds good.
Beautiful.
So last week
we were at Fremont Bait and Tackle. And
with Chris Wenzel.
Yep. And he generously wanted to give away 2 $25 gift certificates. So we will get that done now.
We're going to let Chris draw the winners.
All right.
All right.
All right, here we go. We have...
First one is?
Mark Strope.
Mark Strope. Awesome.
Mark Strope.
And what you're going to do is we'll reach out to you, and then you'll go in and see Chris and get that certificate, and he'll have that for you. And the next winner
is Ben Quella.
All right. Congratulations, Ben and Mark. All right. Well, I think that's a wrap. Is there anything more you want to add?
No, but thank you very much. I really appreciate this opportunity. Being a small business, I know you guys feel the same way. It's really nice to partner with other small businesses to get your name out there to give us a chance.
Right. And that's what Appleton 360 is all about. Myself in the mortgage business, insurance, and travel, along with all of our other partners that have been on with us. We really appreciate that. That we can, work together and do that. So if any of you out there want to maybe recommend a small business that we might be able to talk to and have on 360, we'd love to do that. Definitely. So anyways, Merry Christmas, everybody. We're not going to be on next week due to the holiday, but we'll be back on January 2nd. With
RPM, right?
RPM, Rux Motorsports. We're going to be talking all about snowmobiling. And all that good stuff out in Fremont. So
perfect.
Yeah.
A lot of snow to come in this week for it.
Right. I know. It'll be perfect. All right.
Have a good Christmas.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.